Webull stock has been on a tear this past week, climbing over 27% in just 5 trading days. And while many traders are scratching their heads trying to figure out what sparked the sudden momentum, the real story is a lot bigger than a simple earnings beat or market trend. This is about a fintech company making a massive push into the mainstream spotlight, and quietly signaling that cryptocurrency is becoming normalized as part of the modern investor's toolkit. Let's talk about what's been happening. Webull posted some seriously strong first quarter results. Revenue grew by 32% year over year, hitting $117.4 million. But it wasn't just top-line growth, they also reported a swing to profitability, going from a $12.6 million net loss in the same quarter last year to a $12.9 million net income this time around. That's a big deal in a fintech space where a lot of companies are still burning through cash with no clear path to profit. Customer assets jumped by 45% to $12.6 billion, and they now boast more than 24 million registered users. These are real numbers showing momentum not just in investor interest, but also in long-term viability. This is not a company flying on hype, it's growing into its role as a serious player in the investing world. But what really lit the fire under the stock this week was the announcement of a massive $1 billion standby equity purchase agreement. Webull entered into this deal with Yorkville advisors, giving them the option to sell up to $1 billion worth of their Class A stock over the next 3 years. Now, that doesn't mean they're issuing it all at once, and it's not dilutive in the short term. What it does mean is that they have flexible access to serious capital, and that kind of financial optionality can be incredibly powerful. This isn't just about raising money. It's about being prepared to fund aggressive growth, expand into new markets, invest in new technologies, and ride the next wave of financial innovation. And that wave, increasingly, looks like it includes crypto. Alongside all these developments, Webull also re-entered the cryptocurrency game. They've partnered with Coinbase to launch crypto trading services in Brazil, one of the fastest-growing markets for digital assets. This isn't a sideshow. This is a serious expansion into international crypto trading, and it shows that Webull isn't content being just another brokerage app. They're looking at where the future of finance is going and making calculated moves to get ahead of the curve. Now, take a step back and look at the broader picture. Webull isn't making big noise about crypto. They're not running flashy campaigns or promising moonshots. Instead, they're integrating it quietly, functionally, and strategically. This is exactly what we need to see if crypto is ever going to move beyond the early adopter phase and become a staple of retail finance. A few years ago, crypto platforms were mostly standalone, flashy, unregulated, and volatile. Now, companies like Webull are showing how crypto can become just another asset class, something you trade alongside stocks, ETFs, and options, all in one clean interface. This normalization is powerful. It removes barriers, reduces fear, and makes crypto investing feel like just another button on your brokerage app. The Webull Coinbase partnership is a great example of how traditional fintech and crypto-native platforms can collaborate. Coinbase brings deep liquidity and a robust backend, while Webull brings the user base and interface familiarity. Together, they're creating a model that could quietly redefine how average investors access crypto, not with hype, but with stability. And if you're an investor trying to read the tea leaves, this is one of those quiet signals that says a lot. When institutional money lines up to back a company like Webull with $1 billion standby equity deal, and that company is simultaneously leaning back into crypto with a global expansion strategy, you have to ask yourself, is this the beginning of a bigger story? In my view, it absolutely is. Webull is becoming more than just a brokerage. It's shaping up to be a bridge, connecting traditional finance with emerging digital asset ecosystems in a way that feels natural and trustworthy to millions of users. That's a big moat to build, especially as more investors look for a single platform to manage all their money. Compare that to other platforms. Robinhood, while still popular, has had regulatory setbacks and trust issues. Coinbase is strong in crypto but hasn't quite cracked the full-service retail investing market. Webull sits in an interesting middle ground, offering breadth, simplicity, and now, global reach. So where does that leave us? In a market full of noise, meme stocks, and speculative trades, Webull's recent rise actually tells a very grounded story. Strong financials, access to smart capital, strategic crypto integration, global ambition. This isn't a fluke, it's a signal. And if you believe in the long-term convergence of finance and technology, Webull might be one of the companies quietly leading the charge. As always, do your own research, but for those of us watching the fintech space closely, this 27% jump isn't just about one good quarter. It's about a company stepping into a bigger role, one deliberate move at a time. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you think Webull is a sleeper stock that's about to wake up in a big way.